Welcome back, you motherfuckers, you.
Why do you ask this stupid question to two boot guys?
Take 16 of you.
Will they do the same things?
Yeah. I get to fuck them all, right? Because they're you.
She can't fucking have. She can't do that. Fucking ride or dies. Truly do appreciate everybody.
Jack, I appreciate you, buddy.
I appreciate you. Third sneeze, she's like, go outside and die.
Me and Jack come on here and talk, and JJ does everything else. Getting chatted for you guys. This has been Shattered Wisdom. We'll just jump right into it. Welcome back, you motherfuckers.
Yes, welcome.
JJ told me to watch my because she wants to put this out soon, but you cannot see us right now, but we have decided that it's just a conversation, and it's just us, and when it's just us, we don't necessarily have to wear headphones.
Yes.
However, our logo is two bearded assholes with headphones on.
Yes.
So I told JJ, I said, probably when you record, we will put them on.
Yeah, but it's
for
also
aesthetic purposes.
It feels strange right now. It
does.
feels like riding in a car without a seatbelt.
Yeah, no, it's
so strange.
I'm like, I don't hear it in my ears.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hear you, but I don't hear you in my head.
Not like it's any different.
No.
It's just, it feels
It's strange.
weird.
Yes.
Like, go to work without a shirt on.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah. Huh. So today, on today's fucking episode of Fuck Around and Find Out, the whole country is about to fuck around and find out
Oh, yeah.
who our president's going to be. Yeah. It is election night.
It is. It's been quite a buzz. We let people leave early to get to the polls.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure every company does that.
I would assume so.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, you know me, I was there early.
Well, the lines are huge.
The lines were crazy.
Yeah.
So I was watching the news, right? So I'm watching the updates and things, and you know, as far as politics go, I'm not going to banter back and forth which side I think is better, blah blah blah. But this is an important election for our country.
Yeah.
And it's an important time in our lives as adults who pay taxes and fucking, I don't know that we have the biggest say in what goes on in our country, but we like to think that we like to have some kind of input to who's going to run things and how they're going to run things, and you vote for policies that you like and dislike and things like that. Behind the scenes, I have no idea how any of it actually works, but they tell you, yeah, no, your vote counts. Yeah. So we hope that they do.
Yeah. Oh, hey, man, you forgot to pour whiskey, too.
Sorry, we're drinking whiskey.
I know we're fucking around and finding out.
We are fucking around and finding out. Sorry, too excited today.
But I think to your point, obviously the Electoral College is what truly decides who the president's going to be.
Yeah.
But I think even in like our local, your popular vote means a lot more in your local elections. So right now we have all the local elections that are happening because I've been getting phone calls and text messages
from everybody.
Dude, a councilman called me this evening on the way home from work, and he's like, "Hey, Jack, have you gotten a chance to vote yet?" I'm like, "I'm driving home from work."
Yeah, I work.
He's like, "Well, I want to make sure we can have your support and this and that." I mean, my phone's been blowing up.
Huh. So JJ gave me a fun fact, and she said that since so many people left California, we lost one electoral college vote.
Really? We've had that many?
We've had that many people leaving.
I mean, it's not shocking.
No.
Did Texas gain one?
Probably.
Or Idaho, that's where everyone's going.
So I think it's a strategic play where they move to these swing states and they flip those swing states. And I younger didn't think about it like that. You know, I'm like, hey, why would everybody move to this specific location? Why is everybody in Austin, Texas now?
Yeah.
Why is there a small population in California and Austin, Texas now? Swing states, man, the votes count. I mean, they matter.
Yeah, they do.
So I never thought about that. But when you look at swing states, you have to think you could win the popular vote outright and still lose the electoral vote, right?
That's what happened with Trump last year.
That's what happened last year.
Or, I'm sorry, last
term. Yeah. So you can win the popular vote, no problem.
Yeah.
But the Electoral College, who really has a say, who's supposed to be swayed by how we all vote, right? So they're supposed to be swayed by how we vote. However, you can't tell me that if you're in a Democratic state that you're going to change your thoughts and beliefs because the people around you do. Like, I don't see it happening.
Yeah. No, and you make
drink, Sorry. It's time to drink.
They're the representative, and I don't know enough about American politics to intelligently speak as to why we came up with the Electoral College.
And so here's what I think it was. It was that had we not done that, the only states that would really count is California and New York, because the population is so massive in those two states
so dense
that we would just dwarf all the other states, like their votes wouldn't even fucking matter.
Sure, but you would think if it was just a popular vote, there would be no need for the electoral college.
Yeah, no, because technically what you're saying is that the people want this person.
Sure.
And individuals get to decide who they are going to put in.
Correct.
Which is a dictatorship and not a democracy.
Yeah.
It's confusing because you look at it that way, right? So you look at it like, I think, California, a lot of California votes one way.
Yep.
Right? And it might not necessarily show up on the polls, and it might not necessarily show up where we would think, like, hey, there's a lot of people voting back and forth or whatever. They make it seem like it's such a small percentage.
Yeah.
When, if I had to guess, I would say California is pretty red.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know about Northern California, right? And I don't know, maybe they have more people. I have no idea. But I would say that a majority of people this day and age who live and work in California, who are tired of paying $6 a gallon for gas, who are tired of these fucking ridiculous things being put on us, have got to be tired of it.
Yep.
We recalled Gavin Newsom. Like there's enough people to recall him. People are upset.
Yeah. Seeing the mass exodus of people, and I think a lot of people get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So they've grown up here in California. Their parents have been here. They've got other friends here. They've gotten a job here. Their kids are rooted in school here. Right. They've got a support system around them. Mm-hmm. It's scary to leave the state.
Change is scary.
And go somewhere else.
Yes.
So they'd rather sit here and pay and complain.
Yeah.
And now, though, that they're seeing that other people are leaving and hearing it, and Greg, I love him to death, but every time I talk to him, it's, when are you coming to Texas?
Yeah.
Texas is so much better. And everyone I've talked to is, it's so much better. You got to come. Even Pops was saying, oh, man, Tennessee is so great. You got to this, you got to that. So I think a lot of people are saying, I want that same greatness.
Oh, yeah.
But I want it here because this is where my support structure is. This is where my life is.
Yes. And it shouldn't be that terrible, right? Like, you should be able to live in the place that you're from and love the state that you're in.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about, this doesn't affect everybody in California. I'm sure there's multimillionaires who have 5 vacation houses. But your day-to-day person who's deciding, like, hey, do I spend $400 on groceries, or do I pay my light bill? I mean, like, these are real problems that real people have.
Yep.
That people who are living in the governor's mansion and up on their high horse, they don't fucking realize.
Yeah.
People who have drivers and aren't driving their own cars and things like that, like, you don't get it.
Nope. Well, I've been up in Northern California, driven by the French Laundry, where Gavin Newsom has gone, and my wife wants to go there, but she's like, number one, it's astronomical.
Oh, price.
The price is ridiculous, and she goes, and good luck getting in there.
Right.
In the first place.
We're not high enough on the status quo to make it.
Which is fine. My money spends the same, and I don't care. I'll go to a nice restaurant that I don't have to wait 2 months for and spend 3 times what I want to anyway.
Yeah, for the same meal.
Yeah. And so we got the next thing up here is, and I've said this a lot, is don't vote, don't complain. So
that was always me up until I got out of the military, because I was like, I was a very firm believer in it does not matter. Mm-hmm. Because, like I said, the Electoral College ultimately puts in their votes how they see fit. So it does not matter to me. And I'm not telling anybody, don't vote, don't do your thing. But if you don't, and I never give a fuck who the president was. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But if you don't vote, you can't complain about the outcome. Mm-hmm. You cannot. If somebody says, like, well, who'd you vote for? Well, nobody. Well, then you're part of the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Why the guy you're bitching about got elected versus the girl that you wanted to vote for, or whatever.
Yeah.
You're the problem.
Yeah.
So you don't get to complain that the outcome wasn't what you want.
Sure.
So that's why I started voting, is because I was that guy, like, maybe I do need to put my thing out there, and maybe I do need to see if I can change some things or really start paying attention to politics, because before that I didn't.
You're right. But it's easy to go, oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And it's just because you're speaking from a place of ignorance.
Right.
And I will not going to lie, when you get the paper magazine, if you will, and it's got all the bills and everything in there, and you read it and the pros and the cons, it gets confusing.
It gets very diluted in what is real.
Yeah, and then the bantering back and forth, the television ads, anything that's on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, all this stuff where people are talking about it, makes it very difficult to navigate that.
Right.
Unless you really dive into the minutia of it and understand it. And it's I'm not gonna lie, it's freaking
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, dude. And so my perfect example why I now read through bills and props and shit is the flavored tobacco. Because they pushed it as we want to take out vapes and vape juices so kids don't have access and blah, 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 blah. And then they spun it. The fucking fine print was all flavored tobacco, all everything.
Yeah.
That's not what they were fucking selling. They were selling that they want to save the kids and this, that, and the other. And you know, hey, let's protect this. And then they backdoored everybody in California and said, like, hey, guess what? Now you have no flavored tobacco. Not you have no tobacco. I mean, you can, if kids are going to do it, they're going to do it. And that's the thing, like, I'll tell anybody, like, if your kid's going to sneak out, they'll find a way. Like, we found ways to fuck around when we were kids, to get around the system. Our kids will do the same thing.
Yeah.
And you know, like I said, opportunist. Like, fuck, if you smoke, chances are your kid's going to steal a pack of your fucking cigarettes here and there.
Yeah, and you got to think of it this way, too. You get that 30-second television commercial about a bill they want to pass.
Yes.
If you sat down and read that entire bill, it would take you 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You're getting however they've cherry-picked that.
Yeah, the key points,
on whichever side about what they think is right and what they think you should know and how they want you to vote. They will paraphrase.
Right.
Exactly what they want.
And there are people a lot smarter than me in the world who are in charge of, hey, what key phrases can we say to grasp people's attention?
Yes.
And how do you phrase this thing to make people think that it's this and not that?
Yes.
You know, and that's a tactic. That is a real thing. People get paid fucking big bucks to come up with slogans and fucking ads and all this stuff. Because in 30 seconds, I don't care what you're talking about, I have no understanding of anything.
No.
Food good, fucking trash bad. Like, okay, cool, you know, like, awesome. You know, and that's kind of what the campaign slogans have been. You know, they're just shit fest, dude. Like, hey, this guy's bad, or this girl's bad, or this, that, and the other. And like, you kind of have to formulate your own opinion as a person as to what matters to you.
Yeah.
Because we have friends on both sides of the fence, man, and I don't really care either way. Whatever you support is what you support. If you're good people, we're good people. It does not matter. We don't ever talk politics really when we get in crowds anyways because it's problems. But if you vote different than me, it doesn't mean that we can't hang out.
Yeah.
It just means that we look at things different. Or, you know, me and you could read a book or watch a movie and think different things of the plot, right? I mean, it's everything in life is you think this way because your mind works that way versus somebody else thinks a different way about the same information that they're ingesting. It's just life.
Yeah.
So you said schools are given a day off?
Yeah. So I listened to the Woody Show in the morning.
Okay.
And this morning they were talking about, it was either this morning or yesterday morning, they were talking about a very expensive charter school that Jerry Seinfeld sends his kid to, one of his kids to.
Okay.
It's $65,000 a year.
It's more than most people make.
I think it's kindergarten through high school. And it doesn't matter. If your kid's in kindergarten, it's $65,000 a year.
Jesus.
If your kid's a senior, it's $65,000 a year.
No.
It's fucking crazy.
That's more than some people make.
Yes. But what this school said to the students and sent out to the parents is, if your children feel they don't need to come to school on Wednesday, on November 6th, the day after Election Day, to process their emotions.
Oh, that's nice of them.
And
you know why? Because they're funded by the parents, not by the government.
Yeah, they don't
give a fuck. Yeah, we don't care if your kid misses.
But there's a lot of people, and Jerry Seinfeld, I think he had an older kid there that he ended up pulling out of the school for another politically minded reason, which, I mean, this is absurd. And so they were joking on the show. They're like, number one, you're not even old enough to vote.
No, the impact on your life is zero.
Yeah, you're not old enough to do it. And now it's a private charter school. Probably got some intelligent kids there.
Yeah.
If you get into political sciences and you understand politics and you follow that at that young age, good for you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to take a fucking day off to recuperate.
If it doesn't go your way.
Yeah, and process your emotions.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if your dad goes out and there's a fucking riot and he gets killed in front of your house,
Take the day off.
Take your time. It's called bereavement leave.
Yes, yeah. Take as much as you need.
You don't get to bereave over a fucking election. That means nothing to you in your life.
No, and that's the thing that is wrong with America now is that everything is handled with kid gloves. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't get Veterans Day off.
No, I'm working Veterans Day.
Like, I don't necessarily know if I get it off or take it off.
So we allow veterans, if they want to take the day off, they can take the day off.
Yeah, naturally. I mean, you fought for that day, and that's yours, right? Yeah. So, if your dad was president and you'd like to take President's Day off, by all means,
sure,
like, fucking, you earned that.
Yeah.
But getting upset over the election, no, dude. If my person doesn't win, I'm going to work tomorrow. Like, it doesn't change my fucking life.
Yeah,
and it's going to affect my life more than a fucking kindergartner's.
Sure, but it goes back to politics are such a touchy subject with everybody. You and I share the same political views, which is why we've gotten along so well together and
hang out so much.
Do the things we do, and our wives and our families we all align from our political standpoint. But we have friends that don't share the same political views as us, and we've had conversations with them, and that's what they have been. Is a conversation.
Who's on the other side of the fence?
Yeah,
what am I going to say? Like, I don't like who you vote for. We can't be family anymore. Like,
but it's because people get so sensitive.
Yeah,
and there are times that we've talked to people, and I've talked with people, and they get a little more passionate, and I kind of stay like, okay. Like,
well, that's the thing is that you're level-headed.
Yeah,
like that's the thing is that you can have those conversations with people who are level-headed, and it's not that you need to push your agenda on me or I'm going to push mine on you. And if we can have a conversation where you get into a heated debate about your thing because you want me to understand, it's like any other argument.
Sure.
You want your point to get across. I get it.
Yep.
Do I want to fight with you about something that really doesn't matter at the end of the day?
Yeah.
No. You know why? Because I've never met a president. I've never had them invite me anywhere. No. Like I've never had them personally be like, you know what, Jerett? You're doing a good fucking job.
Yeah. You want to go to where do you like to go to lunch around here?
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, you know what? You're working pretty hard, man. Let me give you a raise.
Yeah. You want a tax break this year?
Yeah.
I can do that, right? It's like a pardon.
It's like,
no taxes, by the way. If anybody can do that, I'd like that. No taxes for a year.
I would,
oh, dude.
Yes, please.
That would be pretty freaking awesome. But that's part of it, too, is I think the financial motivations behind a lot of things is what fuel politics.
Right.
And when you start messing with people's money, they start getting real cagey and start getting real upset and start getting real testy.
Well, and I'm sure that for decades and decades and decades and decades, we've funded other people's wars.
Oh, yeah, we have 100%.
And I never looked at that. I would never, you tell me you sent $1 billion to this place. I'm like, cool, we just printed $1 billion and gave it away. Until I fucking got into like how the economy works and like how they're taking your tax dollars that are allocated to this and putting it to that. It wasn't until I started like really paying attention to, hey, you're on a 40% fucking tax bracket or 28 or whatever the fuck it is. It's outrageous, and that's all I know.
Yeah.
Like the more money I make, the less money I make.
Yeah.
So I think it's 28%, probably fucking high as fuck. So think about it. Let's say it's 28%. Mm-hmm. That is 28% of everything that you make, and you guys file joint, I'm guessing, so combined, 28% combined, which is a fucking bigger number than just if you did it single or whatever. But all right, so that's 28%, right? And on average, the average household does their best to break even for taxes.
So my wife and I actually claim 0, and we have them take extra money out.
Yeah.
Because Kendra's big thing is I don't want to pay, and we usually get a little bit of money back, but each year as we've been making more money, what we're having them take out extra stays the same, and so we're getting less and less and less back. Right. And I would love to be at the point, like you said, I'd love to get to the point where we're just breaking even. Yeah, I don't need a big tax return at the end of the year. I don't really care.
Yeah,
I would love to maximize how much money I have during the year, so at the end of if they go, oh, you get $100 back, or I owe a couple $100.
Yeah, that means you did it well.
Yeah, that means we the math is mathing.
Yeah, the math is mathing. So like the things that get me, man, and this is, we're deep diving into some shit, but like Social Security, we're never gonna get it.
No, won't be there.
But if you like at the pay rate that I'm at now, and I'm sure the pay rate you're at now, you look at the number that they take out for that, and I'm like, I better get some of it.
I get very upset when I look at a pay stub.
Yeah.
And I have all my families on my benefits, my medical benefits. So that's a decent chunk of change. Yeah. I contribute a lot to my 401k, which is good. But then I look at what I should get paid, and I look at what I am making, and I look at the taxes that are coming out. And when I get a bonus, regardless of how much my bonus has ever been, they take 42%
off the top.
Off the top.
Yeah.
And I would get my paper, and I'm like, what's half of that?
Yeah.
And I do the math real quick, and I'm always like, and I let it, to me, a bonus is free money. I don't want to seem ungrateful.
100%.
But
it's money you earned.
I earned that. You didn't get that.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam, you take 42% right off the fucking top. That's higher than the fucking tax bracket I'm in.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam's going to fuck you for it. So that's, when you look at politics, you have to look at that. That. So you pay taxes on your paychecks. Mm-hmm. Then you pay taxes on your food. You pay taxes on your gas. You're triple, quadruple getting taxed on fucking everything. Like, you are only paying taxes on fucking everything. Mm-hmm. So, everywhere you have a sales tax. And in LA County, it's fucking like 10 or 11%.
If we, and I've said this before on previous podcasts, if we actually saw the budget and where our money's going, we would probably burn the White House down.
Yes. So that's what I was getting at with the funding foreign wars, is that we will never bail ourselves out of debt. Not once ever. We're trillions of dollars in debt and growing. And there's not that much money on the fucking planet. Like, how do we owe that much?
Yeah.
And we pay taxes on that, I'm sure. So we're probably, every year we're incurring a tax levy on top of that for when you loan money, you get the fucking interest rates or whatever. So I'm sure there's an interest rate attached to it. Yep. So how do you unbury yourself from that? Well, A, we go to war with the people that we owe the most money to and erase our debt. Or B, we get somebody who's going to tell them to go fuck themselves. Or C, we continue to pay and we have no money.
Yeah. We're a major import country. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, everything. We import everything.
What is the mass export for the United States?
Nothing.
Barely anything.
Children? I don't know.
Yeah. And they keep saying, like, we have more oil reserves in Alaska than the rest of the world.
Yes.
And we have all this stuff here, and we have all these resources and stuff, and it's like, okay, guys, well, if we want to your point, if we want to get out of our multi-trillion dollars of debt, why aren't we pulling a bunch of oil out of Alaska?
Especially if they want to go all electric.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do with this oil reserve that you're sitting on forever if you're never going to use it? What good does it do us?
Yeah.
We could be as rich as Saudi Arabia. We could all be driving around in our goddamn Ferraris. We could, there's things that we could do that would help Americans out, but nobody in the history of anybody has ever been like, you know what, let's take care of home first.
No. Which is funny you say that too, is like, we keep going into debt. Why are we giving so much money to foreign countries?
Yeah. So I think Joe Rogan did the math. He said to give every American, the 333 million Americans, $200,000 each is $40 billion, which is like the first drop that we gave to Ukraine.
Yeah.
He's like, we could have given everybody in America $200,000.
So we were laughing. I remember when they did this, they started doing the stimulus checks and COVID and all that kind of shit. And the joke was like,
the joke was that you didn't get it.
Yeah. I got $0 and 0 cents. If you gave everybody in the States X amount of money, $200,000 or something, and let them reinvest it in the country, like, keep the money circulating within. That's how you can start to build the economy.
And we shut the whole world down. Mm-hmm. And that is, like, there's a backlash of things that are coming out still that are going to fuck us on that forever because we shut the whole world down. Mm-hmm. Now, right choice, wrong choice, not my fucking business.
A choice.
Yeah. Just it was what it was, right? I still went to work. You still went to work. It wasn't like we got the option to just fucking hang out at home. But I'll tell you what, the freeways were great.
Oh, it's fantastic. My commute. It's just sad too because I was working close to home, and it made my commute that much shorter. I'm like, why can't I be like, this is the time I need a job site that's like 80 miles away, and I'm like, I get there in 72 minutes. And like,
Exactly.
fuck yeah, dude, I did 90 the whole way here.
The speed limit was 90.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Bro, nobody was getting pulled over.
Windows down, heavy metal blare, and just woo!
Yeah. Me, you, and one other guy.
Yeah, I know. Everybody doing construction was all like, fuck yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. We're all in our company trucks, and everybody's like, I know where you're going, motherfucker.
I know you're there, right? That
yeah. We digress on that. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
man. So when you get to an age and I will fucking say a pay rate.
Yes.
Where you start noticing how much you're paying in taxes and helping other people and funding a lot of bullshit and people who are here illegally.
Yep.
And they have all these programs and they want to give them free housing and they want to do all these things for people who aren't American. Like, I think we've even said on a podcast, like, okay, what if we gave up our American citizenship and then cross back illegally? Like, can we fucking get down on all the fucking benefits?
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy. And that's why, like, when you think about, hey, I want to elect this person, that person, because their policies, first of all, they're all lying.
They're telling you what they want you to hear.
Yeah. Like, so weren't they supposed to do, like, debt forgiveness for college loans or some shit?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, how'd that go?
How'd that happen?
yeah.
I can tell you right now.
Could have taken it out of that $40 billion.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you right now, my sister-in-law is still paying off her what was a six-figure debt that didn't get freaking relieved.
No. So think about it like this, man, and it's like the dating game. Let's simplify it, right? I'm going to tell you everything I want, so you pick me blindly.
Yes.
You blind trust me
Yeah.
to lead you to the fucking promised land because I tell you everything you want to hear. What you guys have to remember is that the president is a figurehead. Mm-hmm. There's Senate. I mean, like, there's fucking massive layers to this shit.
Oh, yeah?
So, as far as the president goes, yeah, they can enact certain things, I'm sure.
Sure, they have certain powers.
Yeah, they have certain powers. But as far as total and utter control of everything, fuck no.
We've said this before, too, is the United States is the biggest corporation in the world.
Yeah.
And the president and Congress and our politicians are the board. They would sit over any giant executive firm. They're like the executive board. Well, you have a CEO, you have lead people, and they can say, well, we want this, and the rest of the board's going to go, well, we're going to vote on it.
Yeah.
And if they all don't like it, they're like, no.
Yeah, and it's a majority.
Yeah, majority.
It's a fucking majority.
And they're going to go, tough.
If you don't win the House as a Republican and the Democrats own the House, you're fucked. You're not passing any policies anyways.
It's like, okay.
It does not matter.
Yeah, so they shit all over Trump because he says and does crazy shit.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna deny it. Bro, he says and does crazy shit.
His Twitter's on fire,
dude. It's insane. But all these politicians, they pull up stuff from their past.
Oh yeah,
they pull up things they've done, groups they've been associated with.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter, and I think we said this a couple episodes back too. Whoever you vote, you're probably gonna like 80% of what they do.
Yeah.
You're just
100%.
going to like more of what they do than the other, but you're still going to be like, oh, man.
Yeah. No, and that's the same thing we said about this podcast. I don't expect you to like everything.
No. Dude, if we get an 80%, that's a B. Whew,
we're killing it.
Crushing it.
You can be a professional baseball player and hit 30% and be the best player on the planet. 30%.
Does anybody have a 400 batting average?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, there was guys in the World Series who had 0 fucking hits and still won the World Series.
If you have a 33% batting average, you're a Hall of Fame.
You're going to Hall of Fame tomorrow. Yeah. You're the best player to ever play the game.
Yeah.
So,
so choose wisely.
Yeah, go play baseball. Don't be a podcaster.
Or a politician.
Yeah. Yeah, you might think that it's a good move, but it's not, children. So the last thing that we'll wrap up with is there was a lot of bomb threats and stupid things and people trying to fuck with people. And you're going to get that. I mean, and that's just the day and age that we live in where people are going to, on both sides, they're going to say, like, hey, if this is a heavy populated, demographic, we're going to do it where they're voting or whatever, So, it's on both sides, and it's childish, and it's a way to try to divert you from practicing your civil liberties. I mean, it's your right to vote.
Yeah.
Like, that is one of the things that, and a lot of people, young, when people would say, like, it's your right, this is your right. I would be like, yeah, but who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And now, like, you got to think about your rights because they're not making more, but they are definitely taking some away.
Oh, they are. They're very slowly fucking taking them away from you.
Yeah. So if you don't pay attention and voice what you are concerned with and your opinions, before you know it, you won't have a voice.
And so it's funny, the bomb threat things we're going to finish on. And one of our first notes up there is don't vote, don't complain. Huh? You and I earlier talked about having a level-headed conversation as it pertains to politics.
Yeah.
And voting. And if you want to make a positive change and you want to help your political party and do all that, vote. Join a committee.
Yes.
Be active. You want to set your fucking platform back? Call it a bomb threat.
Yeah.
Shoot at somebody.
Yeah.
Like, do some dumb, crazy, off-the-wall jihad shit. And it's fodder. It's cannon fodder for the opposing side to just be like, these are the people that represent you.
Yeah.
This is your demographic.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is they tried to assassinate Trump twice.
Yeah.
Like, that's a stain. Like, and and on that side, how they're like, oh, guns are bad and this and that. And you had two dudes who were not on my side or your side or anybody's side trying to fucking shoot this motherfucker.
Well, and it's funny, when they tried to shoot Trump, there were all these people immediately got on Twitter. Trump just won the election.
Yeah.
There were a million people that they were posting it. Trump won.
So he was leading. So I had it on downstairs. He was leading.
Yeah.
And he was leading by a lot. But it's early. It's all the southern states. Sure. It's all the heavy red that you knew. You know, and it's all the things that they're waiting for now. They're the swing states and the fucking this, that, and the other. And the how well did they do and blah, 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 blah. So, last election, it took them, 2 days to tell us who won?
Oh, yeah. And it was down to the wire.
Yeah.
At the end, I remember because we were all watching it, and it was down to the wire at the end, and then they just kept going, we need to get these votes, and they had to do some recounts.
Yeah. Yeah, which
is like...
It's a little suspect.
And then they started finding trucks full of ballots that were fucking off in a swamp in Florida, and stuff was missing here. I saw something that a ballot... somebody was burning a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Just recently.
Somebody fucking lit a ballot box on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys,
is it really that important to you? If it is, find out who your electoral college is and go have a conversation with them. Don't burn my fucking ballot.
Well, yeah, but petition.
Yeah.
Fundraise. Campaign. Go knock door to door.
What do they say? Be the change you want to see?
Yeah, exactly.
And if you do none of this, like how we say, like if people make fun of you for something that you can change, that's on you.
Uh-huh.
And if you complain about something that you can change and you're just too fucking lazy to go out and do it, don't complain.
Yeah, you have no right to.
So Nate, North Star Nate.
Oh yeah, dude.
Did you see his fucking? They were doing the overpass.
Oh,
they
yeah.
were doing,
daily.
Daily. He's about it, dude. He's getting message boards and pulling them around. And
he's campaigning hard.
He is campaigning very hard, man, and that's because he wants to see a change.
Yeah,
that's what he wants, and he's fucking putting in the effort to go do it.
Yeah.
So if you're not, man, and you're on the other side, and you're just going to complain about how fucking now we're fucked and all this and that and the other. Like, what did you do to change that outcome?
You're right. And I think there's a very intelligent and respectful way to do it that makes you much more creditable.
Yes.
I think if you just come out, because everybody likes to come out and make fun of somebody for something.
Always.
Trump's a fucking orange man. He's an Oompa Loompa. Kamala Harris, who is she?
Yeah. Who did she fucking suck dick?
Whose dick did she suck? They question. So as soon as you bring a personal insult into any discussion, you've lost that.
Yeah, you. There's no
either way.
Yeah.
And I would debate with somebody, and I've talked to some people about my political views on this, and I've never been like, oh, well, this person that.
Yeah.
Well, they're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And your credibility is now shot.
Yeah, 100%.
So speak to it intelligently.
Know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
because if your fucking backup is because I said so or because they're a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't go to a parade and scream and yell and swat phones out of people's hands. Or go to some demonstration and be a fucking crazy asshole. Yeah. Like, have a conversation like we are now talking.
Yeah. And if you don't see our views and you don't agree with what we say, we'll let you call in. We've actively discussed having back and forth banter with people who don't agree with us.
Anybody can come on here.
Anybody.
We can sit down. The last episode we put out was number 82.
Yeah.
If there are anything from 82 and previous,
yeah, come on. And we're not giving you all facts all the time. We're giving you our opinions. Yeah. Like, I'm not Google searching, like, anything about this fucking election. No. I'm telling you what it said on my TV when I left.
Yeah. And like, I'll further with this. The only rule is if you come on here and want to do that, it's a cool conversation.
Yes.
We're going to talk some trash, like we always do. We're going to crack jokes, and you're more than welcome to crack them back. But you start hurling insults and stuff, you're done.
Yeah, none of this shit's personal. I don't get paid to fucking endorse anybody for president. Like like I said at the beginning, I don't give a fuck. No, it does not change my day one way or another. No. The only thing that I'm concerned about is my money and the things that affected me personally and my family and my friends.
Yes,
personally. Everything else, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Like I really don't care. I don't give a fuck. It does not affect my day. It does not change my day one way or another. So if it affects your day and you want to come on here and have your opinion, we are not the type of guys who are going to just shut you down because we don't agree with you. No, we'll have a fucking open conversation. If you have points, if you have valid points to make, we will hear you out. And
Absolutely.
we will tell you, like, no, you're right on that, for sure. However, do not come on here and be like, well, you motherfuckers. You will lose that fucking argument.
We'll beat you up.
Yeah. You're in my fucking house, bitch. Have Kevin sit at the door.
Yeah, he's been putting some weight on, too.
He's a big boy now. He is a big boy now.
I love him and he loves me, and I love that he loves me because he is slightly terrifying.
Yeah. So how about this, guys? Check in on your friends because they might have their feelings hurt about the election.
Yes, they might need tomorrow off.
Oh, you pussies. So, yeah. Check in on your friends, man.
Yes, please.
Stay consistent.
Yes.
Like we always say, man, you don't know what anybody else is going through.
Yep.
And while I don't think this election is going to fuck up real people's lives, if you got a friend that's having a bad fucking day, having a bad way, talk to them.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Yeah, help them out, man. They're your people for a reason. And like we said, man, everybody doesn't always see eye to eye on everything, and you're not supposed to.
Right.
You are not supposed to agree on everything, and that's what makes us all different and makes us our own individuals, right? We all have our own individual fucking everything. So
yes, sir.
So best of luck to both of the candidates.
Yes,
who are running. We will know before fucking this comes out. So congratulations. Insert.
Yeah, insert new president name here.
Insert president. All right, man. Hey, I've been Jerett.
I've been Jack.
And this is Shattered Wisdom Podcast. And you motherfuckers are welcome for fucking around and finding out with us.
Yeah.